Okay, I'm back and I have no idea what happened. I'm really embarrassed. I'm really sorry. Um, okay, yes, Andra, yes, you got me. So what I did was I had to terminate that call and I had to create a new Hangout and change the code, and I'm starting again. I'm really sorry for what happened. If you guys are back on, just that'll be awesome if you guys can come back. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay. So I don't even remember where I got cut off. And I'm trying to laugh about it because the other alternative is that I start bawling my eyes out on camera, which is definitely not a good look. So I'm just going to wait for a few more people. Okay, yes, okay, excellent, perfect. You guys are back. Woo, woo. Thank you. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about I'm really grateful that you guys stuck around. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so here we were, a few don'ts of discovery calls. Sorry, a few don'ts of client calls, not free calls. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to delete this entire webinar once this is done. This is so embarrassing. Okay, I'm like blushing and I never blush. Okay, so few don'ts. Don't call a discovery call a discovery call. I don't know whether you heard this, but again, the name is tacky. The name does not convey the value that you will get out of that particular session. I recommended someone who I asked, okay, so what do you do in a discovery call? And she told me that what she does in a discovery call is she tries to understand whether the client is a good fit for her, and the client wants to understand whether she's a good fit for the client. So I suggested that she should call her discovery call a chemistry call, because this is essentially what you're doing. So try to tailor that into what sort of outcome you look for in a discovery call. Don't just call it discovery call. I hate the term. And also don't call a free call, because free essentially equals zero. And this is how people see the value of free. And you don't want them diminishing the value of the takeaway that you're providing just because you're offering it for free. By offering something for free, you are putting zero value on it. And if you are going to put a zero value on it, nobody else is going to raise that value. So, as an example, when I offered my free sessions, I titled it "Borrow My Brain at No Cost." This is what I titled it. And I think I had great response. Okay. Third one, do not assume that people will fall all over it. Don't assume that once you send them the offer, people will just fall over it and fall all over you just because you're offering something that you're not charging money for. Do not make that assumption. It is very much possible that you will post it, whether to your list or to your social media groups, and there will be crickets. It is very much possible. Be prepared for it. Be prepared to post it over and over again. Be prepared to position it as something they cannot afford to miss. Next up, don't make it hard for them to sign up. If you are offering very few sessions, then don't just tell them, you know what, first you should click here, go to a sign up box, sign up, and then I will send you a calendar link so you can schedule a call. Just making it too difficult. Listen, if they are going to show up for a free call with you, you will have a very strong relationship with them anyway. So don't worry about getting them on the list and then getting them to reply and then getting them to fill out tons and tons of form and then sending them a calendar link. No, just make it super easy for them, so that, again, people are lazy bastards. You want to give them something that that doesn't require a lot of effort. Again, next up, don't be a me too. Just because everyone in your industry is offering free sessions right, left, and center, this is very, very true for coaching industry. Don't do it. Make it something completely different. Make it something so mind-numbingly different that people will be like, whoa, what is this? I gotta check this out. This is what you're trying to achieve. If your industry does not offer free sessions, then you should be doing free sessions, because you are telling them, I am different and I'm willing to give you value. And I'm willing to do that. I'll go out of the way to do that. When I offered free sessions, again, no one was doing it. Don't make it an open offer. Don't make it open-ended. If you want to sign up for a free call, if you want to sign up for a free session fee, please click here. No. If people think they can come back to that offer anytime, they can come back and avail it at their sweet pleasure, this is exactly what people will do. And I do not recommend keeping it an open offer. Even if you want to keep it an open offer, as in you want to have it continuously, at least limit the number of days in a week where you offer it, or the number of days or number of sessions in a week or in a month that you offer it. You don't want them thinking they can always come back to it. And last one, don't offer it to those who don't know you. Your free, your session, your whatever is nothing, 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 nothing for those who don't know you. If they don't know you, you have absolutely no value. Why would they give a shit who Bushra is and who she wants to? For all we know, she's, I don't know, some child abductor who just wants to go through our website and steal our children. I don't know. It could be anything. So don't offer it to those who don't know you. Offer it to people who know you or like you, at least familiar with your name, if you're going to do it in a social media community. Now, here are 4 different avenues that I recommend if you're going to ask people to sign up for free calls. Now, what most people do is they just post it on social media, whereas I think that's really, really lame, because everyone is just posting it on social media. And there's an abundance of free calls and free sessions and discovery calls and discovery sessions, which, by the way, after this webinar, if I catch any one of you using this terminology, I will personally travel all the way to your home country and strangle you. Don't make me do that. Okay, so there are 4 different 4 different avenues where you can actually get people to request to sign up. I've used all 4, and I would recommend you to do the same. First one is email your list of non-buyers. Now, your list ideally should already be segmented between the buyers and the non-buyers, and you should ideally not be treating them both the same way. If you have a list that the segment of your list that are non-buyers, you should offer them a free session or a free call or whatever, with the intention that they will buy your entry level package. If they've never bought from you, do not expect that you will get them on a call and then sell them your highest package. You might do that. And if you do that, do let me know, because I will come and take coaching lessons from you. But typically, to move them from a non-buyer to a buyer, what your intention should be is to get them to buy your entry level package. Don't try to sell them a 6-month long program. Try to sell them a 2-week long program or very entry level package when you get on the call. Because once you're a buyer, moving from one level of the buyer to the second level of a buyer is much easier than trusting someone enough to take out your wallet and make that first payment. Second way to get people to sign up is to post on social media. When you post it on social media, yes, sometimes you will close sales when you post it on social media. But if the people don't know you or trust you enough, your intention should be to get leads, not necessarily to get sales right away. If you do, and I did, but I also got a lot of quality leads that are still giving me benefit almost a year later. So intention should be to get leads. Number 3, email your entry level buyers. Now, in your list, if you have a list and you already have some entry level buyers who have bought maybe 1 week, 2-week program from you, and they've bought something from you, then your intention now with offering them free calls is to get them to buy a higher package. Do not go in with the intention that they will buy another 1 week or another 2-week or another 3-week program. Go in with the intention that now that they've bought from you the entry level package, now you will sell them the higher level package. And the 4th one, which is, by the way, you will absolutely love me if you use this, you will be blown away by the results. You can use a free call as a way to revive your dead list. Now, the segment of your list that hasn't opened your email for 6 months, they don't give a shit that this got up on your list. They don't open your emails. They don't want anything to do with you, and they don't even unsubscribe. You can use these free calls or free sessions as a way to revive them. So you can use it with the intention to re-engage them back into active subscribers or buy the entry level package. Now, this would mean that you would send this offer only to the dead segment of your list. Now, it may sound counterintuitive, but I have done it, and I've not only gotten re-engagement from those that dead segment, I've also got raving fans because they were blown over by the fact that I actually approached them despite the fact that they hadn't opened my emails in so long. And they were also again, this is where my advice of not being a me too comes in. They were like, people would just remove us from, with me from if I didn't open the emails for 6 months, and here you are coming in offering me a free session. What sort of a person are you? So there is that element of surprise, there is that element of saying, what, I'm not like all the others, and that's absolutely great. Okay. Now let's talk free call asks. Now the three call asks that you see here, call ask is basically the way you craft your message when you're asking people to sign up to your free call. The ones that you see here are actual examples. As much as I tweak them a little bit just so that people are not embarrassed, but the reality is I took them from the different Facebook groups that I hang out in. This is what people are posting people to sign up on their to their free sessions. I am a clarity coach offering complimentary coaching sessions to 5 people today. Sign up at the link below to get started. I am a copywriter and I will write your copy for free. Actually, she didn't say write your copy for free. She was like, I will write one page of your copy for free. Just click that link to book a free session with me. I can help you become more productive and get your projects finished in just one call, and it's free. Now, these are actual free call asks. What is wrong with these asks? They do not promise a specific outcome. They're only hinting at the process. They're saying, I will write a copy for you, or they're saying, sign up for a complimentary session with me, or they're saying, I'm a productivity coach, I don't know what, but there is no specific outcome. How would I know that you are not a grade 5 dropout pretending to be a copywriter? Why should I sign up, waste my precious time just because you're promising me one page of your copy? I don't even know who you are. Why would I, just because I'm desperate? I'm not that desperate for copy. This is what people think when you make offers like this. Number two, these asks are positioned as please. It's like, please sign up for me. Whereas you're doing them a favor. And that's how it should be positioned. It should be positioned as a favor. It shouldn't be positioned as, please come and allow me to sell to you. It should be as a favor. I am doing you a favor by freeing up my time so you can pick my brains. Yeah, this is what the positioning should be. Third one, these asks start with if instead of when. What's the difference? Not just these, by the way, a lot of the asks that I see on social media and even some in my inbox start with, if you are struggling with, if you are having this problem, if you are whatever. And each and every one, that's because they are taught to start with the pain point. And yes, you should start with the pain point typically, but sometimes you should switch it up. When you are trying to ask them to get on phone with you and allow you to sell to them, it is much more effective when you start with when. So you're not saying, if you're struggling with 1 2 3 4 5, you're saying, when you sign up for this call, when you get on the phone with me, this is how your life will change. This is what you get. Number one, number two, number three. And it is exciting. They look forward to it. You don't dull them down. You excite them with the prospect of getting on the phone and talking to you. Number four, they're too open-ended. It's very, very open-ended. It seems as if I can sign up whenever I want. There is no limitation. There is no sense of urgency. There is no sense of not security, scarcity. And the next one also, it does not inspire urgent action. And I'll show you how you can do that in a bit. So how do you craft your free call ask? Now, if you are going to ask people to get on your free call, you have to follow these 4 steps. Step number 1, identify a red hot burning pain, not a pain, Not, okay, maybe I need to set a red hot burning pain that's really literally keeping me up at night. That's not letting me sleep. That's on the top of my mind. You have to identify that. And once you have identified that red hot burning pain, that's when you move to the second step, where you define your mouth watering morsel. Now, if you think that getting on a phone with you and listening to you babble on about your business is your mouth watering morsel, I have bad news for you. That's not true. They're not interested in anything about you. They want to get a specific outcome. And I will show you in just a bit how you can define your mouth watering morsel. Number three, you have to understand how and define how you will create urgency and scarcity. And then number four, once you have all these three elements in place, that's when you will craft your ask. Now, I'm just going to take a very quick look at the chat box to see if anyone is getting it loud and clear, if there's any confusion, if I'm going too fast or too loud. Both of these are issues, and honestly, it's like I'm 3 year old, because that's a typical issue with a 3 year old. But I am often too fast and too loud. So if that's the case, please let me know. If not, that's great. I'll continue the same way. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have been so awesome. Technology never has this. It's never done that to me. And now today of all the days, once I'm starting the thing, it's doing crazy shit with me. Okay. So I'm assuming everyone is hearing me loud and clear. Please just let me know. And if you're not, I really don't know what I'll do if you tell me that you can't hear me, because I've been talking nonstop for the last 20 minutes. If you come and tell me you can't hear me, I'm I'll be okay. Yeah, Tara. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Whew. Okay. So now we're moving into the meat and potatoes. So, first one, identify a red hot burning pain. Now, there are many, many different ways to do that. And I'm sure you have had read tons of articles about ideal buyer research and do this and do that and go there and do some spy work there and go hang around in forums. And you have all of those different. So, I'm not going to go into that detail as to what different things you can do to identify a red hot burning pain. I'm just going to give you the four that I have used with great success and that I think you can do if you are if you're short on time. So first one is just ask. If you have a list or if you're a member of a community, just ask one question. Do not post a link to a survey monkey, which no one will click over or fill out. Just ask one question. What is your biggest struggle when it comes to whatever your area is? That's it. Just let them come back with answers. Number two, do some spy work. You can do a lot of spy work by hanging around in forums and in communities and in trying to see what people are asking questions. Reddit and Quora, and my latest favorite is Quora. I love hanging out in Quora to see what sort of questions people are asking about persuasion and convincing and negotiation and all of those areas that I specialize in. Third one, create a need. If you are an active member of any community, you can just go on and create a need. You can just go and ask something like, um, if someone were to offer you, I don't know, a 30-minute free session on copywriting, what are the areas that you would be interested in knowing? So create a need. Ask them explicitly. Something like, if I were to do, I am an established copywriter with, I don't know, 25 years of experience, whatever your credentials are. And if I were to offer something like this, would you be interested? And if you would be interested, what topics would you want to cover? So you're basically creating a need. The last one is piggybacking. Now, my strategy on piggybacking is that dedicate about 15 to 30 minutes every day to going into specific communities and seeing the gaps that are unfilled, that are what you call unfilled, no, needs that are unfulfilled. People have asked questions, people have asked for advice in certain area relating to your subject, and no one has answered them. Or even when people have answered them, the answers are not up to the par. What you can do is you can go on and piggyback onto those questions or onto those comments and give them answers And after you've given them an answer, not just post a link to your free call, go and give them an answer that will really help them, even if they don't decide to sign up for your free call. Just give them some sort of value, some sort of benefit, and if they like it, you can say something like, if you want more, this is what I have. Do not call it a free call, do not call it discovery call it something sexy, and then have them sign up and actually see firsthand what kind of value you provide. Okay, next step, step number 2, how to define your mouth watering morsel. Now, I have these examples here that I personally love, and if you want to steal them, by all means, steal them. If your industry is copywriting and you are offering one page copy review, then your mouth watering morsel will be, I will recommend 5 specific changes that you can make to your page so that it sounds less stuffy and more relatable for your ideal buyer. That's a very, very specific outcome, something anyone, even if they've hired a copywriter to do their copy, even then they will jump at it because it's so specific. It's mouth watering. If you are a business coach, you could offer them 1 hour coaching call, and the mouth watering morsel is, clarify your value proposition, your ideal buyer profile, and market research plan with specific timeline or deadlines. Very, very specific. Bam! They'd be like, oh my God, this is absolutely mouth watering. I gotta sign up. If you are a productivity and accountability coach, you can offer them 1 hour coaching call. And the mouth-watering morsel is that you are telling them you will plan and map the completion of one big goal. You will give them full implementation plan and actionable steps for achieving that goal. Last one. If you're offering social media services, you could offer them a free call social media strategy session. And the social media strategy, so the mouth-watering morsel will be a social media strategy covering 3 main platforms customized to your needs. So as you can see, they're not just random shit. Sign up and I will, I don't know, give you, I don't know, my balls, whatever. It's very, very specific. It's something that is irresistible to them and something that they will be super interested in signing up for. They're not signing up for a free call. They're signing up for 5 specific changes that you will make to their page. Next up, how do you create urgency and scarcity? Now, like I said, even if you want to offer free calls or free sessions on an ongoing basis, you can still limit it by limiting it to the number of sessions that you offer. You can limit the times that you offer. You can also, so you could say something like, I only offer it every, which I did, by the way, when I offered not the initial free sessions, but when I offered some coaching calls, they were no pitch, so it's not they were not discovery calls or sales calls. They were just, I don't know, persuasion calls. And I told them, it's, you can only book 2 calls every Thursday. So you're limiting the number of calls, or you can limit the time. I'm only offering it for the next 3 days, something like that. You can also hint at instant gratification. So you could say something like, you if you book me now, we can get started right away. So people, again, they are greedy, and if they see that they can actually have the outcome that you're promising them right away, they will jump on it. So what you're essentially doing is you're making them take the action now. You're not letting them scroll past or close that email and thinking, oh, it's open, I'll come back to it later. Don't let them do that. Let them make the decision on the spot. Last one, create a fear of missing out. Now, how do you create a fear of missing out? There are many different ways, but you can also say something like, if you sign up right now, by tomorrow this time, you will have these results. You already have your mouth-watering morsels defined. So you could say something like, sign up now, and by tomorrow this time, you will have your, for example, if you're using the copywriter example, you will have your one-page copy done and defined and all sexy looking and all bursting with personality, whatever. So you're creating a fear of missing out. They'd be like, oh my God, I could have this in 24 hours. So that's what will make them take the action right away. Next up, now that you have all these 3 things, how do you get people How do you craft your ask? Okay. So I'm just going to take a moment here and look at what people, if they have any questions. Um, do people have any questions? So far, I don't think they have any questions, but let me see. Mm. Okay, Lacey, you said your video screen suddenly went blurry. Is it just me? I refreshed it, but it didn't change. I really is that the case? Let me check my Wi-Fi. Yep, the Wi-Fi is fine. I don't think there should be a problem. Um, I have two Wi-Fis. There's a shitty one and there's the good one. Apparently now we are on the good one. I really don't know what's happening, but okay, there are no questions, so I'll just move on. And by the way, we are moving now. We're on the last slide of this presentation, of this webinar. So now we're talking about crafting your ask. So now that you have your red hot burning pain ready, decided that you will you decided how you're going to, what your mouth watering morsel is going to be, and how you are going to create urgency or scarcity. The next step is to actually craft your ask. Now, interestingly, the ask has four parts, but the title says three parts, so I apologize for that. Okay, so how do you craft your ask? First of all, you'll start with, this is what you get when you sign up. So you're not talking about if you are struggling with, no, you're starting out with saying something like, when you sign up, whatever we have this, I'm just going to show you an example in a bit. Um, and once you've done that, the next is, this is who I am. Now, a lot of people, again, they start with who they are. Now, I am of the firm belief that you need to sell them the value before you sell them yourself. You have to sell them the value of whatever you are offering. You have to make them dream a little bit before you come on and say, I am this certified, I don't know, certified guru of awesomeness, whatever you are. Before you do that, which is great, you should do that. You should introduce yourself with authority. But before you do that, you need to kind of dream them, let them dream a little bit. If the opening line of your ask is, I am this certified guru of awesomeness, people will glaze over. What is in it for them? So let them dream a little bit of how their lives will change once they sign up, and then tell them who you are. And then you will need to give them a reason why they should do it right now. And then again, you have to tell them why they cannot afford to miss it. So again, it all boils down to scarcity and urgency. But the focus on scarcity and urgency, typically in any sales message, it's the role is really important. But a free call, it's also super important, because a lot of people would not sign up. They'd be like, oh, we'll come back to this later. So I'm going to show you one example of ask. Here is a great but limited opportunity for those struggling with whatever the red hot burning pain is, to finally mouth watering morsel number one, mouth watering morsel number two, and mouth watering morsel number three. So you are telling them there's a great opportunity. It's positioned as a favor, not as a plea. Not, I am a charity coach and I am offering 15, I don't know, 20 complimentary calls. No, you're telling them, here's a great opportunity for you, but it's limited. And if you're struggling with this, whatever the red hot burning pain is, you can finally get rid of this and do whatever, achieve this one thing, whatever your mouth watering morsel is. I am whoever you are, insert your name and your credentials, and I am freeing up 2 hours. Look at the wording. You're not saying I am giving you complimentary calls or free calls. You're saying I am freeing up 2 hours from my absolutely tight schedule, because I'm a nice person like that, next week to take 4 very lucky action takers from whatever their present situation is to the ideal situation. There is just one catch. I only have 4 spots available, and I'm not sure when I will be doing this again. So, as you can see, this is not your typical free call ask. This is not how people, it's different, it stands out, it establishes authority, and it also creates a sense of urgency and a sense of scarcity. scarcity. You can change it, you can play around with it, you can reverse the order, do whatever way you want it. But I have had great results with this kind of ask. Okay, so we have now come to the end of the webinar. I am just going to ask you, if you have any questions about any of this, you can drop them in the chat box, and I would be very, very happy to answer these for you. If you want to know more about what the Persuasion Hacks Lab is, you have a link right underneath this webinar video where you can click over and see what the Persuasion Hacks Lab is all about. What you see here is a light version of the training that you see in the Persuasion Hacks Lab, and lots of other trainings that are a part of the lab. Essentially, lab is your it's the, I call it the ultimate shortcut to mastering buyer psychology. So what you see here is how to understand people, how to give them what they want, how to really understand their how their brain processes. This is what you find in the Persuasion Hacks Lab. And you will also find some really, really, really school scripts that you can just swipe. And I have tested them personally. They work really, really well in all these different situations. You can just swipe them and use them for whatever way you want. Persuasion Hacks Lab is $14 for the first month and $19.95 per month thereafter. I have about 500 people in the lab already, and I'm very proud of the community that I've created in the Facebook group. Some of these women are in the webinar here today, and I am super proud and super happy to see them do great things, and really, they enrich my life every day. Okay, that was my pitch. I think it was less than 1 minute. Okay. So it seems like you don't have any more questions. If you don't have any more questions, I'm just going to take one last look. And if there aren't any more questions, I will just close and finish this webinar. I would again like to give you my sincere thanks for sticking around. I don't know what happened. Typically, this sort of situation, it never happened to me. And I used to be, I don't know why people keep complaining about technology. It never gave me a hard time. And now look at me, I just ate my words. Um, so yeah, thank you so much for sticking around, and I'm really, really, really grateful for you. Okay, so there are no more questions, so I'm just going to close the webinar. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. As I said, I will be doing these Persuasion Power Hours every Tuesday at 2 p.m. And I would love for you to come and hang out. And I promise next week will not be as bad. I promise. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Mhm.